going to get started now. Before we do get started, there is some room along the edge. Unfortunately, there's just standing room. I'm going to ask that nobody sit in the aisle here. You guys are fine back there, but I'm going to be walking up with some of the birds, not all of them, because some of them do get nervous with people behind them. But the birds do get nervous if someone goes running past them. So once we start the program with the birds, I just ask that no one walk in the front here. If you need to leave in the middle, I won't be too insulted. I might cry a little. Feel free to walk around the back. Please don't walk in the front here because we don't want to bother the birds. Welcome. I hope everyone's enjoying the festival today. It's a beautiful day out there. I remember a couple years ago I actually avoided the snowstorm by staying home for the festival. I missed that year and I really miss coming down here. I love coming to Jamestown Audubon. Make sure you guys come and visit often. They have a lot of programs going on throughout the year. And by the way, my name is Paul. I'm the senior naturalist for the Buffalo Audubon Society, so I'm going to plug Buffalo Audubon also. If you go to beavermeadow.com or buffaloaudubon.com, we have an extensive schedule throughout here also. We have hikes all over western New York, not down this far, but some fairly close. So come and join me once in a while on some of our hikes this year. I also started several years ago an organization called Wild Spirit Rehab and Release Center. We're a nonprofit organization that mostly did wildlife rehabilitation and a little bit of the environmental education programs. We would take some of our non-releasable birds, we bring them out to schools, scout groups. Sometimes we were at malls, at displays, we were at festivals. And the organization grew very rapidly thanks to the great volunteers, including my friends here, Steve Dioia, who has been with us since the start and helped Wild Spirit grow. Wild Spirit shifted gears a few years ago, mostly because of time constraints. My job got so busy that I wasn't able to do as much rehabilitation. So now I do very limited rehabilitation, but I have trained some really good rehabilitators in my area, so I pass everything off to them. And now Wild Spirit centers more on the environmental education. And we do programs like we're going to do today. So that's a little bit about our background here. We're going to be talking about birds today, and not just any type of bird, but these are special birds. What most people consider raptors, and I don't mean a dinosaur. By raptors, I mean birds of prey. These are birds that actually hunt other animals, sometimes other birds, sometimes mice, sometimes rabbits. Now, because they are carnivores or meat eaters, these guys have to actually have special tools or adaptations to help them catch their food, kill their food, and then eat their food. We're going to pick on red-tailed hawks today. And let's say you're a red-tailed hawk, you're soaring around in the sky and you see a rabbit on the ground. How are you going to go and catch that rabbit? Well, obviously you're going to fly down, but how are you going to physically catch that rabbit? Any guesses? A rabbit trap? Oh. Okay, grab it with your claws. Now, I do believe I have some feet around here. Yes, I do. This is from a great horned owl, and this one's from a red-tailed hawk. Now, they do swoop down and they grab that rabbit, but not with their claws. You see, birds of prey don't have claws. Oh, wait a minute, what are these black things here? Now, they look like claws. They look just like my dog's claws, only a little bit longer and a little bit sharper. But these are actually called, thank you, talons. There is a difference between claws and talons. You see, claws are made of keratin. Same things our fingernails are made of. They can break easily. Yet, talons are made of keratin with bone inside. That's why this great horned owl has one of the talons that's brown, and the others are black. The black part is the keratin sheath. Inside is bone, which makes them harder and stronger. Now, once this guy catches, how is he going to kill that rabbit? Put it louder. Here we You're right. He squeezes with the talons. That's what you're thinking, right? He shakes those talons and he squeezes really tight. These are very sharp. They're like tiny little knives that dig down deep in the animal. And actually, most birds of prey will pulse with the talons, and that digs them in even deeper. Now, once they've killed their prey, before I get to eating the prey, I'm going to pass these around. Please be careful. I don't want anyone getting hurt. They are very sharp. Start this one right over here. Pass that around. We'll start this one way in the back. We'll start this one right here. You guys take it right down the line over. Okay, so once this red-tailed hawk swooped down, he grabbed the rabbit, he squeezed tight, he killed that rabbit. Now it's time to eat the rabbit. Do you think he's going to pick up that rabbit and just cram it in his mouth? No, you guys wouldn't do that with the Thanksgiving turkey, right? Put this guy in the back saying, yeah, I would. No, you would actually cut in small pieces that you don't choke on it. Now, obviously, a bird of prey doesn't have a fork and knife hidden in his back pocket. They don't have teeth to rip their meat. So how are they going to carry that meat in small pieces so that they don't choke on it? With their beaks, you're correct. All birds of prey have a very sharp, pointed, curved beak. That curved beak helps them rip and tear the meat in small pieces. This is actually a bald eagle skull, not a real one. It's just a model of one. But it demonstrates how all of the birds of prey, whether it's a hawk, an owl, an eagle, a falcon, they all have that beak that curves down. That's for ripping and tearing. So all birds of prey have those two main tools that help them catch, kill, and eat their prey. Talons for catching and killing, the beak for ripping and tearing. Now, smaller birds of prey also use the beak for killing. Now, before we bring our friends out here, we did bring some friends with us today. I want to mention that these are not our pets. These are wild animals, and they belong in the wild, but unfortunately, because these birds were injured, they cannot hunt anymore. They wouldn't survive in the wild. So, therefore, if we let them go, they would starve. They would die out there. That's the only reason that we have them. We have special licenses and permits from U.S. Fish and Wildlife and DEC to have, well, not just birds, but even the feathers. Okay, they're all protected by law. Ever since Harry Potter came out, everyone thinks, oh, I want a pet owl. You can't have one, okay? You have to have the right licenses for them. So these guys, if they were able to be in the wild, that's exactly where they would be, where they belong, out there. Got it here. We're going to start out.
Dee, can you please come to the front desk? Dee, to the front desk.
We're going to start out with one of the smallest birds of prey in Western New York, but he's also one of the most common birds of prey. This little bird here is what we call an American kestrel. Now, the kestrel got the nickname the sparrowhawk. Really bad nickname. And the reason I say that is because this is not a hawk at all. You see, many years ago, someone would watch a bird, and all of a sudden they would come flying down, grab a bird out from their taters, maybe a sparrow, and they'd say, okay, it's daytime, it's got to be a hawk. I mean, you only have hawks and owls. Owls are out at nighttime, hawks are out there.